the second round of the 2021 HART Sapphire Series, coming to you today live from Townsville Stadium in far north Queensland. My name's Dave Mills. I'm joined in commentary today by Hannah Davies. Hannah, we've got a great match on today between the Northern Mendi Rays and the USQ Jets. One team won last week, one team didn't. What are your thoughts on this exciting match?
Yeah, well, I didn't get to see the Northern Rays play last week. I wasn't commentating for that one, so I'm just pretty excited to see the new faces in the side.
Indeed, there are a lot of new faces. Of course, the Rays didn't play last year because of COVID. They weren't able to travel and stuff like that, so they couldn't take the court in the competition. Jets were the runners-up last year. Pretty much, they've only lost 4 players, so they're a pretty strong side, the Jets. So the last week we had some great matches. The Jets took on the Bull Sharks. They won 42-29, and then the Rays, in their first game back in a while, took on the Wildcats. Only with about 7 minutes to go, but ended up losing that game 46-32. And that leaves us with the table just like that. The Thunder, very impressive. We commentated that one. They looked really good, winning 62-46. They were very, very impressive. And against the Tigers, so that puts them at top of the table. The aforementioned Jets now in second. Wildcats also second. They won last week. Cougars 15 and fourth. They won't be there for long.
No, I don't think the table says much so far. I think we've got a long way to go before you can make any assumptions based on this.
Absolutely. You'll see the Mendi Rays there on 2 points. That's fantastic for them because that's the first quarter that they have won in the competition since it started way back in 2019. So They are a team on the rise. Speaking of the teams, they'll be coming up very shortly. We will have the team news for you. The captain for the Rays last week was Michaela. Oh, there's the team list there if you want to go through it, Hannah.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the Northern Mendi Rays, we've got Rebecca Rounds in goal shooter, Chantel Tikitau in goal attack, Jordan Nadamu in wing attack, Eden Cassidy in centre, Maya Thomas in wing defence, Courtney Elliott, the now captain, in goal defence, and Claudia Philp in goalkeeper. We've also got our substitutes Mirren Mockery, Estelle Mokalutu, and Rachel Campion. Indeed,
that team normally coached by Vicky Wilson, OAM, but she's absent today, and Tracy Bruce will be joining Angela Cooper on the sidelines for that match. We're just pausing for the Anzac Day minute silence. Thank you for that. That's the Anzac Day, a very significant weekend in Australia this weekend, and all the sporting organisations across the country will be commemorating it. There's the Jets lineup. Charlie Bell, the shooter. Beryl Friday, goal attack. Steph O'Brien and captain is wing attack. Macaulay Hock is at centre. Wing defence, Siobhan Shaw. She's also a co-captain. Bridie Condren is the goal defence. Abby Houston, the goalkeeper, makes her first start for the Jets. That leaves a bench of Brooke Harms, Caitlin Pollock, Lily Cubby. Coached by Tracy Jeans Fraser, and they are a very good unit and looking pretty good here. I'd just like to take this opportunity. We're getting close to first centre pass, and before we get underway, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this great game is taking place, the Bindul and the Woogaloo Rakaba people, and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people watching today. So things are in readiness. We are getting closer to the match. The umpires for this one, Rachel Thomas and Diane Fawcett, and Amy Butler is the reserve. So the teams are coming on the court. Prediction time. We let you off last week. You were saying, you didn't know the teams. So what do you think? How do you call on this one?
Yeah, look, after seeing a full first round and getting my head around the players, I think it's definitely going to be the Jets today.
Definitely the Jets today. Absolutely. From Hannah Davies. Send all emails to her at Courier Mail. I too think the Jets, and I think it could be a fair margin. My favourite margin is 27. I'm going to call it.
It is. It's a big margin.
It is indeed.
But we'll go with it.
So everything's underway. The umpire's there on the sideline. We're just waiting for them to take the court, and we can get started. And with the ball in hand, here they come now. 30 seconds till first centre pass. 10 seconds, sorry. It's going to fall away of the Rays, and Jordan Nadamu will get us underway. There's the siren, we're away. And a great start there, nice and straight into Rebecca Rounds.
What a quick release there. Just can't put it in.
Great work by Abby Houston. She managed to get a hand on it, but another turnover coming straight back to the Rays. They'd love to get the first goal. That's important for this sort of level of netball, isn't it, Hannah?
Definitely. You need that first goal to get that confidence. Ideally, the first shot too.
So Tikatawa passes off, and Rebecca Rounds gets the first one. And they lead 1-0.
And we've got Charlie Bell back in the goal shooter bib. We had a couple of rotations last week. We saw Lily Cubby come in there as more of a moving shooter, but I think, assuming everything goes fine, that the Jets will look to stick with Beryl and Charlie Bell in there for a little bit longer this week.
Ring-a-ding-ding, Charlie Bell. She is sensational, as is Lily Cubby, as is Beryl Friday. They've got a pretty strong shooting end.
They do. They can really rotate anywhere they like in that one.
Two-time Firebird champion Beryl Friday. Yeah. There's another one to the Jets. To the Rays through Rebecca Rounds. And they look a lot more settled than they did last week. Looked a little nervous last week.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've got their second home. Well, it's the home game this round, but both games have been played in Townsville. So I think, same venue, similar crowd maybe.
So a missed shot there gets rebounded by Bell. She puts it back. We tied up at 2s. We've nearly played 2. And don't forget, you can join us if you want to have a comment. The HART Sapphire Series Facebook page is the way to do it. And a lob in there to Rounds. She gets it.
Yeah, and that's the second feed we've had there from Nadamu to Rounds. So they've obviously got a nice connection going in there.
So Houston managed to get over that one and tapped it onto Rounds' hands. She couldn't pull it in. And the ball falls back to the Jets. And McCock looks down, finds her partner in crime in Bridie Condren. Usually they play together.
She's moved down to the goal defence bib this week. Last week we saw her in a goalkeeper, so I'm interested to see that they've started her in that goal defence position. Why do you think that might have been, Milsey?
I think it's purely to get Houston on, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Houston came off the bench. She's a great young player, come up from the Bull Sharks, and obviously they want to get her some court time. And this is an opportunity, move everyone up one, and of course Hock moved up one as well.
Yes.
So she's gone into centre, Hams to the bench, and that meant an opportunity there for Bridie Condren to have a run, so they say.
Yeah, and I think that perhaps, given that the Mendi Rays, it's their first year in the comp after a year off, they're probably looking at this game like, let's put our combinations on and get the girls on court, because we'll know that the Jets will be aiming for that final, and they'll want to have their starting 7 cemented pretty soon.
I actually spoke to Tracy Jeans Fraser this morning, and she was saying, the coach was saying that it's all about goal setting today and getting some things right. They weren't super happy that they met all the goals last week, but they think that they'll address that through, well, they did address it through training, and should see a different result this week for them. Yeah,
and I think that there might have been a bit of frustration on the court even last week. I know they were winning, but they did have a lot of player movements when things weren't going quite right. So I think I'm looking to see a more stable lineup for them.
Indeed. So Beryl Friday gets it back to O'Brien, who gets it into Bell, who gets the goal. We're 3-3, we've played 3.5, and the Rays looking a lot more relaxed than they did last week. Unfortunately, they didn't, commentators curse, they couldn't get that centre pass complete. And it falls back to O'Brien, she hits the circle, looks in, and there's Beryl Friday just popping in nicely.
I thought she would have turned and shot that one, but she's fed it around to Bell.
Well, that's the third time they've done that where Friday gets it high, she's kicked it straight back to O'Brien, that peels the defender off, and they crack it straight into Bell, so probably not a bad tactic.
No, and obviously that's been the game plan for them, and they're sticking to it.
Say so. It's 5-3 now. The Jets get a first sort of break on centre pass. Nearly said serve then, wrong game. So, and the Rays throw it away again, this time through Condren. And it falls to Sherlaw. Crowd trying to get the locals going with a bit of defence. Friday finds Condren, back to Hock.
Yeah, they're having to reset a bit here, kind of work it back.
The pass from O'Brien.
Yeah, that's why. They just needed that extra second and then straight in.
Sublime from the shoulder, cracked it into Beryl Friday. And the Jets starting to get into the groove. They lead by 3, 6-3. Early stages, first quarter. Charlie Bell with it. She shoots again and scores. She looks very relaxed today.
She does. Because they had a big win last week, or strong win, I should say.
42-29. So, I think they probably would have preferred a bigger margin, but
possibly.
Still not bad for your first hit out of the season. So you've got to be happy with that.
And I'm pretty excited to see this matchup here of Beryl Friday and Courtney Elliott.
Indeed.
I think it's really good to have her back on the netball scene. She's obviously got a pretty good history playing with the Mystics and the Steel in the ANZ Champs. And apparently she moved to Townsville for a new experience.
Well,
She's
there
only
you go.
21, so...
If you've ever lived in Townsville, it's quite the experience. So another goal there to Bell. They're now scoring at a rapid rate. It's 9-3, and we've only played 5.5. And now we've got a break, which really hurts. And it goes back to the Jets. Speaking of captains, the captain from last week, Michaela Kadlasek, she's out. She broke a tibia in the game. We saw it. We didn't know what she'd done, but she's actually broken her tibia. So the captain for today is the aforementioned Courtney Elliott, and she brings a lot of experience to this young side.
Yeah, it's such an unfortunate first-round injury, but I'm sure that Michaela's going to be bringing a lot of leadership on that sideline.
Spoke to Kelly Hines this morning. She's not actually at the game. She's down in, up in Cairns, I should say, and she told me that she could be out up to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's a big chunk of a 14-week season.
We could see her later on, though.
Indeed, hopefully. So the ball back with the Rays now. They need this goal. They need a settler desperately, and unfortunately they can't connect, and they throw it away as Nadamu hits the ground.
Yeah, it was looking pretty tight in the first few minutes, but the Jets have really just caught away here, haven't they?
They really have, and it's a bit like when we watch the Cougars sometimes. You blink of an eye and Cougars put 5 on you.
Yeah,
That's exactly what the Jets are doing, which is the sign of a championship's quality side. And the ball falls to Hock. She looks in. There's Friday on the wing. Hock again, back to Friday. Nice 1-2 between them.
Yeah, and it's the same move that we're talking about. Beryl's getting it at the front,
Yep.
but still passing it off to Bell.
She went to pass back out, as they've done many times, but she was a bit close that time, so just did it herself. So
It's almost like she's trying to get Bell's stats up, isn't it?
oh, they're impressive stats. So 196 centimetres it starts with. State member Australian under-21 squad player as well. So
There it is again, the pass off.
it's definitely a determined theme. Beryl took a lot more shots last week than she has this week. Misses that one. I spoke
I'm
too
noticing
soon.
that as well.
Oh, Bell.
Surely
back at
she'll
ya.
take this one.
She does and scores. So 11-3, margin is 8. Rays, remembering they are 3-all, so it's actually they led 3-2, so it's a 9-0 run at the moment since the 13:33 mark.
Yeah, I think they're just struggling to come forward a bit. I mean, we know how formidable the Jets' defence is. I think they just need to really work on their movements to come forward. I think the pass is getting a bit overwhelmed with the lack of options.
It is indeed, and the movement here from the Jets, they were rusty for about the first 3.5 minutes, but it's flowing now.
They've really turned it on, haven't they?
They have turned it on. So don't forget, you can join us any way you want through all of our socials, most notably the HART Sapphire Series Facebook page. You can drop us a line, as many people are. So Eden Cassidy has gone to centre.
And what a feed we just saw there from O'Brien, straight into Bell.
And looks like Cassidy and Nadamu have swapped positions. And Bell can't pull that one in, but it falls to O'Brien. She draws a penalty as well. A bit of shimmy-shamming there with Beryl Friday. She gets it a little bit closer, and the obstruction call. Or contact on the ball, either or, take your choice. And they have got another one. So this run continues. It's now 12 straight since 3:33 in the 13:33 in the first quarter to go.
Yeah, that's a very strong lead they're making.
So
Oh, and a beautiful intercept there.
that was Cassidy. Did well. So and the ball with
Bridie with the long hands just tips that and pulls it in.
Condren. She's tall and has elevation.
She does.
And unfortunately, Bell can't pull that one in, so they've got a throw in here, baseline throw in to the Rays. They really need to convert this. And it falls back with them now. They've still got it. Got it to halfway. Now they're over that. Looking in. Go long. Loose feed here, but it's picked up by Cassidy. It's just, they're smothering them trying to get that ball into the circle. Steps in and gets the goal.
Oh, what a beautiful shot from a distance there.
It breaks the run of many. That's definitely a Mizuno momentum shift.
Definitely.
So
And they'll have the centre pass here.
that was a 12-0 run.
Putting it straight down into rounds.
Rounds with that knee heavily strapped, pulls it in well and shoots and hits the front of the ring, unfortunately. Oh, Condren just... No, she's got a contact call by the looks of it. I thought she just dropped that cold. Little sneaky hand in there, I think. So, back with the Jets now. They look long, and Condren's loving her time at GD, isn't she?
She is. She's getting any touch on the ball she can. She brings it down really nicely, and I do really like her in that goal defence.
Bell looked like she pushed off there, but held the backspace well. And we're going to say this a lot, another goal to Charlie Bell. So, you think you'll see Cubby come on soon with the dominance shown here by the Jets?
Yeah, look, I think they'll probably keep this combo for the quarter, but I think with the lead they're having, they really may as well bring on Cubby and just offer something different.
Indeed they are. So, the Jets starting another run now. Cassidy got no one to find going forward, has to go back. Tikatau kicks it across, it falls to Rounds eventually. She doesn't want to take it, passes off, sets herself for the rebound. And Tikatau gets another one, that's a great effort.
It is, and she's putting them up from a distance, which I love to see in a shooter.
So clearly you're not a coach. So the ball back with Bell.
Coach's nightmare, isn't it? Long distance shooter.
I like when Charlie Bell takes it right under that ring.
Of course.
So 17 to 5. We've got 3:43 to play and another break. That's the second this quarter. That really hurts when you're playing a bit of catch-up netball.
Yeah, we're lucky to have the bonus points in the competition again this year, just in case you know, teams start slow. They can always catch up later and try and win a quarter on.
Indeed.
To get them a few points.
And that's what happened last week with the Rays. They won the second quarter and earned themselves some competition points.
Definitely, and they'll need those, and all teams will when it comes down to finals.
So Friday faked the shot, kicks it out to Bell, but draws the obstruction call. And Beryl Friday hasn't had a lot to do, but what she's done well. And the margin is blowing out here. It's 13. That one gets thrown away.
That was a very confident feed from O'Brien. Probably too confident, I'd say.
So the ball back with the Rays. Again, they're trying to force it out of their defensive end. They get it down to the centre now through Cassidy. Cassidy looks in. Tikatau, she's outside the circle. And, contact call there on...
Bit of a hug there.
Oh, yeah, it's a friendly team. Jets very friendly. Can't get it in again.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit stuck. I think they just need some more confidence from their shooters to just take charge of that feed and really put themselves where they want the ball to go.
So Houston gets a tip on that one, so it becomes a goal line throw-in. And beautifully done there. A bit of sleight of hand. Gets it to Rounds.
She wasn't happy with that hand there from Condren.
Oh, she misses the first, but both players now out. 2 obstruction calls. Coach Jean Fraser won't be happy about that.
She won't. Rounds has got a pretty interesting shooting style, Millsy. I know you like to chat about shooting technique, so can you run me through what she's doing there?
Yeah, I will when the next shot comes down. I think hers might be a little bit inhibited by that heavy knee strapping that she has, so she probably has to adjust just so she's not feeling any discomfort in that knee. So this time it falls to Tikatau. Well, let's have a look here. She straightens up well, but her feet are pointing in different directions, and the left one's not based. But most of her action there comes from her arm, and so she's quite a tall lass, so there's no problem with that. But the further away you go from the ring, the more you want those feet pointing at the post. Yeah,
and you can see why she wants to get right under there. And I think her feeders are just struggling a little bit to get it close.
Yeah, so probably just, I've got nothing to do with the team, but maybe if she held a little bit high, there might be some backspace. They might be able to feed it into a backspace for her. But if she's got some mobility issues with that knee, then that might not be an option. So back with the Rays, they're down by 12. That's the biggest lead of the match so far, so they've sort of plugged the hole a little bit.
And that's a lovely feed from Cassidy.
Cassidy's the centre, yeah.
Yes.
And Rounds misses twice, but an obstruction call here looks like it's on Condren. Both players out. No, it was Houston, my apologies. And misses again. So hitting the front of the ring a lot, which means there's probably not much flex in the knee, which would make sense with it so heavily strapped.
Yeah. Look, I am really liking that she's getting her offensive rebounds. I mean, if you look at someone in the Firebirds like Aiken, we know that she is going to miss, but she does get her rebounds, and that's why, you know, these players can still be really strong. So I think as long as she keeps going up for them, which she's doing, then...
So the Firebirds, of course, kick off next week. Make sure you get your tickets. They're playing the Swifts. As Beryl Friday, a former Firebird, misses that one, but it's kept in, but unfortunately falls to O'Brien, and she throws it straight back to Bell.
Yeah, and they had their last practice match against the Lightning on Tuesday night. I was there for that. They're looking very strong, so I absolutely think everyone needs to get along to that home game.
We'll talk about that in just a jiffy. We've got some ticketing information on that, but 20-8 first quarter, the Jets, pretty impressive at 3-2 to the Rays. We're thinking maybe the Jets are a little bit rusty, but the jet lag from all the way from Brisbane to Townsville, it's worn off now, and they seem to be in their groove fairly well.
They do, and I think they're not doing anything too special there, but I think they're just being consistent
in their the way they're feeding the circle.
Yeah.
Like they seem to have a set play. If it falls to Beryl Friday and she's too far out, they're kicking it straight back out and then hitting the shooter under the ring in Bell, and she doesn't miss many. So speaking of games, tomorrow it's Anzac Day. 3 p.m. we're up at the Moray Field Events and Sports Centre again, and we've got 3 games coming your way. We'll just see if we're going to try and listen in there to Tracy. No, we're not listening, or we're not going to. We'll try and read her lips. She seems a little bit animated there. So Tracy Jeans-Fraser talking to the defensive end mainly. Anyway, tomorrow 3 p.m. QUT netball taking on the Bull Sharks on University Bull Sharks. That should be a good game. Then 5 p.m. is the match of the round, Wildcats versus Thunder, both last start winners. That's their paid subscription game. I know you've got some information on that. And of course at 7 o'clock we've got Cougars versus Tigers. So tell us about the paid subscription game, Hannah.
Yeah, so every week we of course do a round of the match, and a match of the round, and that's gone by the Courier Mail's subscription streaming platform. So to watch that, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 per month for a minimum of 3 months. And you'll also, of course, get access to the Courier Mail's full online news service. And we've actually got quite a few of the Sapphire girls who've been in the papers so far. We had Halita Vivi and Riley Batchelor just last week. So
excellent work. I believe you did one of those articles.
I did, yeah. Wow. So I did the interview with Riley, and it was pretty good.
It was a good read.
It was. So yeah, it'll definitely be worth getting that subscription to get your full netball coverage.
Indeed. Courier Mail, the best paper in Queensland. So just looking there's the 2 coaches. Tracy Bruce talking to looks like she's talking to the offensive end, and Angela Cooper is having a chat to the defensive end. Tracy Bruce, of course, one of our high performance coaches. She's been around the state and helps out a lot of different regions. So now she's up in Townsville replacing Vicky for the weekend.
She is. I was about to say, filling in for Vicky Wilson. Do we know why?
We do. Vicky is, of course, with your friends, the Lightning.
Yes.
And they are playing tonight. They're playing, I don't know, some dodgy side. Queensland men's team.
I was about to say, I know exactly who you're referring to.
Yeah, they go right. The Queensland men's team, brilliantly coached at the moment, and they're looking pretty sharp. And yeah, it should be. It's a full dress rehearsal, so it's just going to be like a real Suncorp Super Netball game.
That's
and the lads are looking forward to it.
I can imagine. And I've noticed it's been a huge theme in the Super Netball to have those pre-season matches against the men's team. It just brings that extra level of intensity and that grit, I think.
I don't know what to say, but you're right.
Someone over here is a bit biased. But,
been an exponent of men's netball for the best part of 30 years, but we're getting there. So, and of course...
Any changes to the lineup this quarter?
Well, we need to see the wide angle first, because of course we're in the Cooperoo hub, and it doesn't look like it. Oh, yes, it looks like Cubby's come on at goal attack for the Jets.
Friday.
So Friday to the bench, or maybe Shooter. We haven't had a look yet. We'll see shortly.
I did see her with the goal attack bib on.
Okay, so I'd probably say she's not on.
Going to be in that. But we were expecting that change up. So we've still got Rebecca Rounds, but we've actually moved out Tiki Tau.
Well, actually, we've got lots of changes. Hams has gone into centre.
For the Jets.
For the Jets, sorry, my apologies. And looks like Pollock is on at wing defence.
The wing defence bib.
Caitlin Pollock has come up from the Ruby side, and Bell gets the ball and scores. So, and looks like there's changes to the side from Townsville as well. I think they've gone back to the original lineup as Nadamu appears to be in the centre.
And I'm surprised Rounds didn't turn to shoot that one.
She's pretty close. Maybe again.
She was.
I think she is inhibited by that. Yeah. So Nadama to centre, Cassidy into wing defence, and Mokalutu is the new wing attack for the Rays. And we thank our good friend Kelly Hines for that information. And it looks like Mirren McCockney has also gone into GA.
And that's the kind of fans we have for the Sapphire series. We love that they're just going to post in the comments who's playing.
Aaron Burns is actually the coach of the Tigers, so thank you, Aaron.
Yeah.
So the ball back with the Rays now.
They're looking a lot more invigorated this quarter.
Indeed they are.
I'm seeing a lot more speed and that movement, which is what we were discussing before, is just that coming forward. I think Rounds is being more confident in her hold here.
Indeed she is, and that was a good shot by Rounds. So, ball back with Hams. So, finds a partner in crime in O'Brien. Those two have been in this side for a long time.
They have, and I love watching the connection they have down the court.
Great friends off the court as well. Oh, loose pass there.
A lucky feed.
Cubby gets it.
Hands of Bell.
Can't get the first shot, gets the second. No, she doesn't. And the Jets get it again. And defensively, it did a great job there. It's still with them. They unfortunately spill it now. It falls back to O'Brien. Sees Cubby in front of her, passes it to her. She shoots and scores. So Lily Cubby has got her first goal. And Brooke Hams is the centre for the Jets. She's defending now, and Caitlin Pollard doing well there at WD. She's making it hard for the wing attack.
She is, and she was a 2020 runner-up with the Jets there last year. She's been a foundation member, and I have word that she's a paramedic.
Oh, stop it. Someone's been doing their research in the week. Indeed she is. So, does great work as a paramedic. Don't know how anyone can do that job.
No, she must thrive on the stress of the court then, I'm assuming.
There would be no stress for her.
No.
So the ball back with Hams finds O'Brien. Again back to Hams, the old 1-2-3. Cubby a little bit far out, but takes a shot regardless, misses. And the Rays get a chance here. So, of course, I believe it's another sellout. They sold out last week, and another sellout. All the seats are on this side where the camera is. It's another sellout, which is great for netball in North Queensland. Good hustle here. Fortunately, they don't hold on to it. It falls back with the Jets through Houston. Abby Houston, who's come up from the Bull Sharks. Not a bad pick up, that one. Oh, Stephanie O'Brien plays a bit of AFLW. That's today's fun fact.
There you go.
So,
who does she play for? Do you know?
I want to say University of Queensland with Lucy Benjamin, also from the Jets last year.
Look, I can kind of tell she's a bit of an AFLW girl.
Don't quote me on that.
She's a tough player.
But I think it is with the UQ side.
There we go.
And the ball back with the Rays. They need a goal here.
They do, and a beautiful hole from Round. She's still working it in to get closer. But, I mean, if you could move like that, why not?
Smart play. Unfortunately, she misses. The ball falls eventually to Houston.
It does, and she's doing all the hard work down there, and her team are working really hard to get it into her quite close. So I would really like to see her just get her confidence up a bit. I know we spoke about the knee, but yeah, it's a tough situation because you can see how much work she's putting in to get it down there.
Indeed it is. So now it falls to Charlie Bell, and another great goal there by Charlie.
A very quick goal as well. She doesn't take any time to muck around before she shoots, does she?
Another fun fact, it's 3-3 for this quarter, and we've played nearly 5. So that's the first time the Jets have led this quarter. It was 20-7 at quarter time. And a nice shot there on replay by Bell. So the Rays, a much better effort this quarter. So whatever coach, the two coaches for this one, in Tracy Bruce and Angela Cooper, said seems to have worked. So a loose pass here gets picked up by Hams. And that quick pace of the Jets.
Yeah, they're working hard to move it down as fast as possible.
Indeed they are.
I think we spoke about they were getting a bit stuck in the mid-court last week.
Indeed, it was
a lot going on.
It was a bit congested, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think you can tell that this week their mission has just been to put it down and get it to Charlie as soon as they can.
So, again, the Rays hanging tough this quarter. Only down by 2. It gets to Rounds now. Doesn't want to shoot. She's obviously worked out her range, and she's not going to shoot from outside it. Holds a good space here on Condren.
Yeah, look, it does make it difficult when you've got a shooter that needs to be that close. She is a strong holder, but she's, compared to Bridie, she's not the tallest either. So I think they are struggling a bit with that.
So a missed shot there gives the Jets another chance. And here it comes. Pauses, Sherlaw's back, oh no, sorry, Hams, my apology, at centre. I know we call that a Sherlaw. We'll blame the internet. So Charlie Bell shoots from probably about her extent of her range. And makes no mistake, second attempt. You probably don't want to give that shooter too many chances.
No. She only needs one usually. Two's just...
Yeah, don't obstruct. That would be my advice.
Yeah.
On that one time she misses, you want to be there for the rebound. So nice play here by the Rays, showing some incredible patience. Taking the ball from side to side. Now they go back.
Yeah,
so they're not afraid to go back.
Courtney.
They're doing it. They've shortened up. Oh, nice work there by Rounds. Drove straight to the top of the circle. It falls to
You can tell they were setting the triangle up there, but the calls just meant it's going straight in.
McCockery shoots and misses, so that's unfortunate, but it's still with the Rays. McCockery, of course, wouldn't be playing today, but Bella is unavailable, so she's coming to the side. And not sure what's the situation with Bella, but she should be back next week, Luca Bella. And nice pass there to Rounds. Shoots and misses. It's a very stiff shot. I just had a good look at that from side on. So it needs to get a little bit more of the knee going. And that is a Mizuno momentum shift. Looks like we've got a timeout. It's being called by the Jets. So hopefully we get to listen in. So you think that Tracy Jeans-Fraser will be happy with this? They've only scored 6 this quarter.
Look, I think she'll want a stronger side from them. 6
in about 7.5 minutes. So I don't think she'll be very happy with that at all.
No. And that's what we noticed last week from Tracy, is that even when they're up, she wants them to get the little things right.
Okay, we're going to try and listen in to Tracy now. But all we can hear is the on-court announcer. So, there we go. Didn't catch a lot of the what she said there due to the excitement that's in the crowd, but I don't think she'd be super happy. They've only scored 6 in 7.5 minutes, even though they're winning the quarter by 3.
Yeah, I think it's a credit to the Rays, though. I think they've come back a lot stronger in this quarter.
Absolutely. I think their quarter time chat worked.
Yeah.
And hopefully we see more of it for a much more competitive game. And Charlie Bell working with O'Brien, who either stepped or got hit. Must have been a vantage call there.
I think she put a bit of mayo on that one.
Indeed. So there's the corporate benches. That's what I mean. Great support here up in Townsville. Great corporate support. So back with Rounds now, trying to get this one closer. No, she'll have to shoot.
She will.
And gets an obstruction. That'll help. Condra now to play.
Yeah, look.
Gets her own rebound.
If you were the Rays coach, what would you be doing right now?
Well, if I was the Rays coach, I'd say, Tracy, what do you think? Tracy Bruce, because she's an excellent coach. But she's, I don't know, like, obviously they've got season goals and they've just got to keep working towards them. And I think they would also have goals for each individual quarter, and it'd be a numeric thing. They want to get X amount of goals and they want to get X amount of stops, and and that's pretty much all you can do. Everyone knows they're a youngish side, and they've made no bones about that. And their training regime is very difficult. When 6 of them live in Cairns,
of course,
6 of them live in Townsville, some live in Brisbane. It's tough. So they'll just be looking for improvement each week. And well, I think that from what I've seen the 2 games so far, there's been a big improvement from week 1 to week 2.
Absolutely.
So they should be really happy with this. And this quarter has been pretty good.
It has.
So last week they won the second quarter. They're not that far off winning this one as well. Down by 2 at the moment.
That's a lovely little drive there.
That's McCockery.
From McCockery.
So hopefully she can get this in, and doesn't. Hits the front of the ring, the youngster. And back it goes through Condren. It's just if they could have got some more of these shots, the score would be a lot closer.
Yeah, look, I think
percentage would be down, I think.
Their attempts have been quite high. I think that the accuracy definitely needs to be something they'll be working on, and I think, I'd say they already know that.
Indeed.
So
always stating the obvious, aren't we?
Yes.
So, and then good defensive pressure hit there, forced a loose pass from, it looked like O'Brien, and the ball back now with the Rays. So they got a chance to eat into this margin. So 5 minutes till half time.
They do, and if you look at the defensive work that O'Brien is doing there in the wing defence bib, Courtney Elliott has practically been shut out of that whole play up until then.
So it seems like they've definitely shortened up their passing, so it's taking a lot more passes to get it into the shooter, but it's a tactic that's working. Rounds, unfortunately, misses again, but gets her own boards.
Strong rebound.
So steps in this time, which is brave on Condren. So giving away a bit of height there. I wouldn't be stepping in on her, but gets the result. And according to me, it's 7-6 this quarter. So that's pretty exciting.
That is much, much better.
So if we look here, you'll see this takes a shot, she misses it, follows a rebound in well.
Oh, beautiful little quick move from Charlie Bell there.
So back live with Bell, she gets another one. They wouldn't want to give the quarter up, and that's a Mizuno momentum shift. So still the Rays fighting every centre pass. Nearly a hell ball. Great drive there, I think that's Cassidy. Back to McCockney, throws wide. And Nadamu just puts it up in the air, and Condren will eat that all day. You don't want to put them there for Condren.
Oh, and look how fast they've moved that down, straight into Bell.
So Cubby did well, just facilitated it into Bell. Gives it a low 5.
She did, and we can see how fast they're working it down. I think that's what they would have wanted with the move with Cubby and goal attack. It's just that extra bit of speed to really just push it down as fast as they can. I guess the faster you score, you know, the more you can score. So. That's
wise words from Hannah Davies from the Courier Mail, and I believe Firebirds.
Yes.
You've picked up an internship there, I believe.
I have. I will be writing a few match reports this season, so I'll be at all the games right before our own.
Did you do that just to get free tickets to Firebirds?
Oh, absolutely.
You're a smart
Who
girl.
wouldn't?
Smart girl. To go a long way. So the ball falls with Rounds. She'll shoot from here. Nice new camera angle there. That was a good shot of her technique there. That was great. And another momentum shift there from Mizuno. So 30-15, it could have really blown out this quarter. It's starting to get away a little bit towards the latter stages, but the Rays, much better performance in the second quarter to the first. So back with them now, their centre pass. They're going back a lot, aren't they? But it seems to set them up well.
I think so, and I think bringing it back to Courtney when they can just helps them reset.
Indeed it does. So I can see the Cubby fans are coming on to the Facebook feed and dropping comments. Of course, you too can join us on the Facebook feed. HART Sapphire Series is our Facebook page. Sapphire Series Netball, the Insta. And for all the news, views and interviews, you go to sapphireseries.com.au. I was cruising that site this morning. And if you're not sick of my voice or Hannah's and you want to watch it again, we have all the matches for the history of the sport since on our YouTube channel.
They're out there forever.
They are enshrined in history. So,
big hands from Bell there, makes it really hard. Oh, and gets the intercept. I mean, I'm biased, but that is just what we love, seeing a shooter that can defend and bring that ball down. And she's so hungry for the ball right now, Bell is.
196 centimetres helps, and she was right over that one and made it so much easier for her partner in crime to get the goal. So the ball's still with the Rays. They've got a sideline thrown, 1:43 to play. Margin is 16. So it was 12 at the quarter time break. So they're losing the quarter by 4.
And what a beautiful feed in there to Rounds.
And probably Rounds' best shot of the match thus far.
Yeah,
so she's finding her confidence.
She just turned and put it straight in, and I think that was what the difference was for me, is that she wasn't as hesitant as maybe we've seen her before.
You do love a shooter who turns and shoots, just like Cubby is here. Oh, you'd be beside yourself there, Hannah.
Definitely am.
So, Lily Cubby, one of our youngsters coming through in this incredible tournament that we have, and made a big impact at the Wildcats last year, now with the Jets. So, the ball swings across. The Rays looking good. Oh, loose pass there. Rounds probably couldn't pull that in, but the ball falls the way of the Jets. Another goal line throw in. So,
yeah, and we've had Bridie move down to keeper.
Sherlock at GD, is it?
Yes, I believe so.
It is indeed. Long pass from O'Brien. So, and we have the ball back now through the Rays from the side. Looks like Bell's out of play on obstruction. We're inside the last 30 seconds of the first quarter. Can they get a goal? Cut that margin back to 16. Sorry, back to 15. Looks like they may get an opportunity. Oh, nearly a hell ball. Pollard does well. Pollock, sorry. She used to be Pollard. Pollard married Pollock. There you go.
There you go.
Blast from the past.
Makes it easy, doesn't it?
Not when you've known her since she was very young. So the ball back with Round. She keeps it in and draws the contact call on Sherlaw. So she shoots and scores.
Right
So
on the whistle.
that's excellent. Rounds did well there. The ball was going out.
did.
Somehow she managed it in. She is limping noticeably, though. She doesn't look like she's in the best of condition with that knee. Unless we are way down in Brisbane, so we're not sure. But 33-18 halftime score. If my maths is correct, that makes it a 13-10 quarter to the Jets. They win the first two, so they pick up 4 competition points thus far. Ooh, what would you do if you were the coach? Hannah Davies from the Courier Mail.
Look, if I was the Northern Mendi Race coach, I think I'd be taking off Rounds. You can see she's struggling with the injury.
Yeah.
So I think I'd rotate on Tiki Tau. Look, I think it's hard because Tiki Tau's obviously a goal attack. So when you've got a few goal attacks, it's always a bit of
Indeed it
a
is.
struggle.
So we'll see if that happens in the second half when we come back just after these very short messages from our sponsors.
Did you know that majority of netballers aren't wearing the appropriate shoes on court? Running shoes or generic trainers don't provide the grip and support for the quick, dynamic movements needed in a game. It's time to make the swap with Mizuno.
He's obviously coming back.
So we just saw some pictures there of the dance competition that's going on in the crowd. And yes, looks like there could be some changes. Looks like everyone's having fun up there at Townsville. So the home side, they get 2 in a row. There's Tracy Bruce. She is the coach of the day, I guess. She's assisting because, as we said, Vicky Wilson, OAM, is not available. So she's one of the smartest coaches you'll ever meet. In fact, I had the pleasure of being coached by her way back. I won't tell you when, it's that long ago. That'll give away her age and mine. But she is an exceptional coach, one of the best coaches we've got in the system. So, yes, so changes. Looks, you said Beryl might be coming back on?
Yes, we can see Beryl there with the goal attack bib on. Cubby's resting. So I think we'll see her move back on just to keep rotating that pretty good
Indeed.
shooter bench we were talking
So
about.
Firebird, next Firebird comes on, and speaking of the Firebirds, next weekend you'll be there covering it, I believe.
Yes.
And the season kicks off. It's the Queensland Firebirds taking on the New South Wales Swift at Nissan Arena on the 2nd of May. They're celebrating 25 years in the comp. Both teams started at the same time, so I believe I saw something on one of the socials that they're going back to their old uniforms too, which should be pretty exciting. So the Swifts will be in yellow, which is unusual for them.
It is, but I don't know if you've seen the dress, but it's pretty neat.
I don't really want to comment, but I did see something you brought up, numbers on the dress.
Yes,
Very excited for that.
numbers just helping the administration side, just getting those subs on and off and knowing who's on the court are something we've been struggling with the Rays with no names on the dress. But
there's the winner of the dance competition. She won a water bottle. It looks like a T-shirt, so she'll be pretty happy. We saw her dancing in the halftime break there, and my goodness, she does have some moves. So, but a lot of fun being had up there in Townsville. Of course, we're coming to you from Townsville Stadium. Tomorrow, don't forget, it is Anzac Day, so we are starting at 3 p.m. after all the Anzac Day ceremonies and celebrations occurred. QUT Netball taking on the Bond University Bull Sharks from 3. We'll be on air about 6 minutes to 3. You're joining me for that one?
absolutely.
Excellent. Then the match of the round, which is the Wildcats taking on the Thunder. That's the paid subscription game. You get that through the Courier Mail platform. And the big one at 7 p.m. Old rivals. There's a little bit of disparaging in strength at the moment. That's Cougars versus Tigers. But that is always a great match. That'll be coming to you from Moray Field Sports and Events Centre. And if you can't get your backside courtside, join Hannah and myself as we call all the action a little bit later tomorrow. So a bit of dancing themselves here for the Jets. They'll tell you it's warming up. I reckon I saw that at a nightclub once 2 weeks ago. So
Oh, goodness.
there we go. So is Friday coming on? They've both got the GA bib on, Friday
They
and
do.
Cubby.
We did see Cubby sit down before taking in a few breaths, so I'd say that they're going to put Beryl back on, who's probably feeling a bit rejuvenated. And I'm really interested to see whether we're going with rounds again. I can see she's still got the bib on. but given the look of her knee just before...
She looked in a bit of discomfort. She went for a ball that was clearly going out the baseline. Somehow she kept it in beautifully and may have just jarred that knee a little bit. We don't know the extent of that injury, but that's one of the more heavily taped knees you do see.
And it was an injury from last year, so it's obviously been a bit of a long-term thing for her.
Well, there you go. So last year she was with the Western District side in Brisbane, I believe. So she seems in pretty good spirits there, having a bit of a laugh at the team. So maybe she's coming back on. And we click over to the... It looks like Friday is coming on. And Covey to the bench, Houston to the bench, and O'Brien to the bench. So the lineup for the Jets is going to be Bell, then Friday, Hams at wing attack. I assume then, we can't see it, but I assume Hock will be at centre. She is. And we'll come back to the defensive end shortly. I think it'll be wing defence. We don't know. It's the mystery. We can't see yet. We will soon. And there's the umpires.
I am surprised they've taken off O'Brien. I think she's been a pretty big standout for me today.
I think it's just purely rotation.
Rotational.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. But falls straight to Bell, and she scores the first one.
But you don't rotate Bell, do you?
Only if you're silly. So 33-18 the halftime scores. Jess gets the first one. There you go. So we'll get to see the defensive end now. It's a hell ball there. It's from the pressure of Friday. It looks like Caitlin Pollock is at wing defence. Sherlaw is at goal defence. And means Condren must be the keeper.
Straight into Friday. She's still not taking those longer shots like we have seen her in the past.
So, and for the plenty of changes for the Ray side. It's Cassidy at wing attack. Campion's gone to goal to keeper. Ticketow is gone into goal attack, and Thomas in at wing defence.
Yeah, so like we were talking about, our Rounds are stuck to goal shooter.
They've gone back to the original shooting combo of Ticketow and Rounds. So they just can't find her at the moment. So actually that's the front four is how they started, with Nadamu in at centre.
Yeah, I'm intrigued that they've gone back to that rotation given the score in the first quarter.
Indeed, but obviously coach has got faith. Maybe they just need to settle. Rounds, shoots and scores. So we are 1,800 kilometres away, so maybe it is the right way to go.
Maybe.
34-19. We played a minute and a half in the third championship quarter. And I reckon the Jets will want to put their foot on the throttle for this one. So
they will, and you can see Bell there screaming at her player there, Hams. Just get it to me.
Indeed. So Hams and Bell have a unique understanding. Oh, nice pass there. I stand corrected.
Just a little bit of mistiming
Sherlaw
there.
did beautifully. It was going to be a great pass, but Sherlaw saw it, read it like the old John Grisham, and pulled it in. So Hock with the no look. It's confidence for you. Friday, right on the side. Hock drives to the side as well. It's a different team when Hock's in the middle as opposed to when O'Brien's out there. It's a little bit congested. And ball back with the Rays.
Yeah, they really fought for that turnover there, almost falling over onto the ground.
Indeed they did. Rounds gets it. This is outside her range.
It is. I don't believe she'll take...
She's going to prove us wrong. Steps
I
in
stand
and
very
proves
wrong.
us wrong every way by making sure she gets the shot.
She does.
How stupid do I look? And look at the corporate services there up in Townsville. Maybe we should put in a claim that we should fly up there too.
I definitely agree with that.
So Bell,
especially for a long weekend.
Absolutely. Would have spent some money up there. So Bell gets another one, 36-20. The margin at halftime was just 15. It's now 16. So the Rays are hanging tough.
Yeah,
if you took out that 12-0 run in the first quarter, this game would be pretty close.
Definitely.
So
I think Cassidy, the Rays centre, I'm just seeing her get a little bit off balance when she lands. I think she's preempting it a bit too fast.
So Charlie Bell with range gets another one. So margin 17. You're right about Cassidy. She needs to probably get a balance before she feeds the circle.
Yeah, I think it's just that balance.
So Hock from the hip, throws down low from the hip. That's
takes a shot.
Should never throw from there. Coach Jean Fraser will tell her to get her arms up. So, and again, ball back with the Rays, but they can't connect, and it falls to Hock. And Hams very casually finds Bell, who very casually gets another goal.
She does. She has one of the most casual shots.
Indeed.
Very nonchalant.
A bit like Martina Henriquez from
yes.
the Cougars.
Yes.
So, whom we'll see tomorrow at 7 playing the Tigers. So,
the nice fake there and the low ball into barrel.
so Friday turns her body the wrong way, so needs to turn away from the defence. Bell will take it regardless and scores another one.
And centre Hawk's already down at the circle.
Confidence shown there by McKeely Hawk.
She's ready.
There'll be no refeeding to me, thank you.
No.
So Hams with it now. Back to Sherlock, goes over to Pollock. So, and oh, that's why you don't want shooters passing the ball. Bell straight to the feet. It falls back with the Rays with it now through Nadamu. And another turnover, unfortunately. Might be a footwork call on this one. So the Jets taking every opportunity comes their way.
They are. They're moving it down quickly.
So
Barrel puts it over and Hams straight into Bell.
So another positional change for the team in blue, isn't it? And they've gone to Nadamu has gone to centre, Cassidy at wing attack. So, of course, I didn't mention that the Jets are in the green, and they're going from left to right of your screen. So, contact call here on Pollock. We don't seem to have a ball. There it is. Comes back in shot.
Oh, I think it was offside.
An offside call. Pass only. Can't shoot on a pass only inside the circle.
They're struggling to get it in here. It's kind of the third ball we've had from this position. Tikitau will need to sink this one.
And she gets it. That'll give her a lot of confidence. She's been a little bit up and down today. A little bit up and down last week as well.
Yeah, and the score's just pulled out a lot here again for the Jets.
Margin back to 19. It was 15 at the half. So they're winning the quarter by 4. And their last goal was a Mizuno momentum shift. McKeely Hawk throws it into Bell from low.
And that's a bit of a long shot for her, isn't it?
It is. She seems pretty happy with herself.
She does.
So back with the Rays now. And in front of the HART Sapphire Series sign, HART Sport, our major sponsor. They get it into Tikitau. Will she go 2 in a row? No, she doesn't. Passes off instead. But the long arms of Bridie Condren.
I know, when you've got Condren there, she never switches off that girl in the circle, so I think it was probably unwise to think that she wouldn't be looking straight at that pass to Rounds.
And Bell shooting with confidence today. That is the furthest she's shot in a long time, those last 2. So she's banging them in from everywhere now as they obviously chasing goals. That one hits the ring, kept in by the Rays, but it falls as far as Friday, but I think there's a throw-in. It is.
Speaking of shooting from distances, were you expecting perhaps the Sapphire to bring in the super shot in preparation for their super plays?
I think they would, but I think the issue is that some of the local courts would have to be remarked.
Yeah.
And that would be difficult if they're not using, like if it's a multi-purpose court for, like, some players play on, some of our courts play basketball as well. So I think once they can sort out exclusive netball, you could do it obviously at Nissan. If all the games are at Nissan, yeah, absolutely.
I'd love to see it.
But, where we're going tomorrow, they play different sports on their volleyball, etc. So I'm not sure if it'll come in while,
right now.
until we can get some exclusive netball courts. Then I think, we'll go for it, and maybe even a 3-point shot.
Yeah, well, wouldn't that be scandalous? I'm noticing that Bell and some of our
light up now.
Some of our taller shooters are taking those longer shots, and it is going through my mind. Maybe that is, their preparation for when they make that next move to the big leagues.
Absolutely, and talking about long shots, that was the longest one there for Rounds.
It was.
The margin back to 20, so 42-22, and it's not blowing out. It's only 5 this quarter as far as the Jets are concerned. They'd probably be wanting to win it by more. So, and this time it falls to Ham. She has to go out to Hawk. And Friday comes around, does the old 1-2, gets herself in a nice position, draws the obstruction call, and the shot. So, margin 21. So, probably won't win this quarter either, the side from Townsville, the Rays. Friday definitely looking to go back out a lot, still doing it like she did in the first. Bell, loose hands, probably call for the replay, she is. So, and here we go now through the Rays, they go long. And Nagamu finds Tikitau. Cassidy at the wing, wants it, doesn't get it. They does go to her now. Rounds in good spot, but who's there? Siobhan Sherlaw Knocks that one out. Ball back with the Rays for the goal line throw in. Oh, off the post. Fancy play.
That's a very risky one, but I think once a game you're allowed it as a shooter.
Bit of showtime there from the Rays, and there's a timeout being called, I feel. I can't see which way it is. It could be either team. Called by the Rays, according to the on-court announcer. So we're going to try and get in there. Tracy Bruce wants to have a chat. So the quarter is only 5 to the Jets, 5:46 to play. Still a good chance, Hannah, to pick this one up there and get themselves some bonus points?
Yeah, I definitely think some bonus points are achievable. I think if I were the coach, I'd just be wanting to keep that margin to as low as possible and just keep bringing in the confidence of the team, especially in rounds, just that feed into her.
So it looks like there's going to be some changes. And
come off, hit the on, off. It's just two. We're doing those
so it's hard to hear with the on-court announcing, but looks like the keeper was doing a lot of the chatting there.
So when I'm here, and I turn this way, I've got that.
So a bit of connection work being talked about there from Rounds and Ticketow. So Tracy Bruce there, obviously working with the offensive end well. Just wants Rounds to get herself in a better position, and Rounds herself talking to her feeders, explaining exactly how she wanted the ball. So,
and I think given they're a younger attack end, that's what you need, is just that instant feedback between the players of, you know, what they want from each other.
So a pretty relaxed Jets huddle.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Probably just took in a bit of water and
unusual.
Had a chat, planned about their flight coming home.
Yeah.
So the ball back with the Rays now through Nadamu. So 43-23 is when the timeout was called. And we'll see how they come out of it. Beautiful play there. That was a very smart play by Rounds. It was a 2-on-1, and she set the screen for Ticketow to fall in the backspace, so that was a nice play. And they got the goal as a result. You don't see enough of that, the shooters setting the screen for the goal attack to come in the back. We tend to just feed it to the tall shooter. But that was a nice play.
A beautiful little play back there.
Friday's just she's definitely focused on that this week, hasn't she?
She is. It's obviously been a goal in the week off.
So the goal from Rounds is answered by the goal from Friday. And a loose pass here.
Yeah, definite miscommunication there.
Cassidy not happy with that one. So, and lots of people commenting, as you can, by going to HART Sapphire Series Facebook page underneath the feed as Cassidy falls into the circle. That's an offside call on her. And McKeely Hock gets us under. Sorry, that was Condren. Bridie Condren gets us underway. 3 passes and it's with Friday. Back to Hams, looks in, finds Bell, and Bell kicks it back out. So, and eventually it falls back to her.
She'll have a second shot at this, but I think she's going to pass off again.
And Bell does well to keep that in play. If you look in the background, you can see Cubby warming up again, so she's probably coming on for the last quarter, as is O'Brien. That's O'Brien in the background there, top of the screen.
I think there might have been a direction to Hock there from Tracy. As soon as Bell gets that ball in her hand, just go straight to the centre and get as many as they can. I believe they're second on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, 16.
They are.
They got 16. They dropped a quarter last week.
Yeah, so I'd say they're just going to want to put their percentage up in this game.
Indeed. So it's a pretty congested scoreboard at the moment, table at the moment. That'll make
and
more sense tomorrow night.
A long shot from Rounds there.
Rounds has done well. She's looked much better this week than last. And the margin is still hovering around 20. They can't pull away here, the Jets. So, and for this quarter, they're only leading by 5. So I say again, if they just could have broken that 12-0 run in the first quarter, this could be an exciting match. So
they definitely needed the strongest start, and I'd say that's something they'll take away from this one, is to make sure that that first quarter isn't a warm-up quarter.
Indeed, indeed. And Bell gets another one right there. So that's her on screen there, the tall shooter from the Jets. Ticketow with it now, has to go back. And
we've got the yell from the coach there saying, set up that circle.
Set up that circle. And
you can see they're doing exactly that. Rounds has got her backspace there. They're teaming up on her a bit, which allows her to get free and hopefully put this one in.
Smart play by Tikatau. Drew the defender with her. Unfortunately, Rounds can't get the shot. And they look down the Jets. 2:33 to play. The margin is 20, 46-26. And arms here. Tikatau trying to put some pressure on. Hams with it. Back we go. Back to Hams again. She finds Bell with a big pass from the transverse.
Yeah, I'm loving that flick of the wrist to get at that height, which you
Indeed.
need for Bell. Has to go high now.
And the flick of the ponytail from Bell as she takes a shot. There it is there on replay. That's the pass you're talking about.
Yes.
And Bell
Puts it
cools the
straight
cucumber.
in.
And that could be an action replay we're watching now, but it isn't. It's live. The technique on Bell is exquisite every time. It very rarely falters.
And it's so fast, I think sometimes... Oh, there's a...
Abby Houston's come on at wing defence and welcome Nadamu with a hand to the face.
Yeah, a bit of a slap there.
So,
So that's interesting. She started in goalkeeper and now she's
Indeed.
in the wing defence bib, which is quite different.
can
So
play all three spots. She's
She
a
can.
talented youngster from the coast, now playing with the Jets.
you can see Bell there just holding her space.
And I officially can say we're now live into Fiji through Jenny Brazel, the coach of the Fiji Pearls. She joins us in the commentary as Beryl Friday makes another one. So Friday scores the 49th. They're one away from 50. And long ball into Friday, who looks in, finds Bell. No, she doesn't. She has to go outside. Hams. And then Hams with a bit of a no-look pass to Bell. And Charlie Bell gets the 50th. They're starting to pull away late in this third quarter now. Margin 24. It's 50-26. Oh, nice play here, but oh yeah, Condren couldn't pull it in. Rounds doesn't want to shoot from that far out.
It was a very fast feed. I think a little bit more thought could have gone into the pass there. I think she pushed it a bit too far, knowing that Rounds likes to have it under the post.
So Tikatau gets swatted by Condren. Play on, says the umpire. Obviously good distance. And down we go. And Bell, Hammer in traffic. Two players on her, pulls it in and gets goal number 51. 30 seconds to play. It's with the Jets. 26-51. It was only a margin of 5 for this quarter not that long ago. That's blown out considerably. And they get number 52. So they've scored 19 for the quarter. I think their goal might have been 20, as it was in the first. So it's a 19-8 quarter at this stage. And the margin was only 5 a little while ago. No time on the clock. Cassidy winds it up, goes long, and hits the back wall. And unfortunately, no extra goal there to the Mendi Rays. And the quarter comes to a conclusion. 19-8 that quarter gives you a margin of 52-26, exactly double. The Jets just showed their class towards the end of that one, Hannah.
Yeah, look, they're really dominating here. And I think that the main thing I'm seeing is that they know they're dominating and they're telling Hawk, get to that circle. And as soon as you get that ball, step in. And we just want it. They want to pump out as many goals as they can.
So they'll be looking for another 20 in this one, and it looks like there's plenty of changes coming for the team from North Queensland. Hopefully we'll get those sent through to us, and we'll be able to keep you guys informed as best we can. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Oh, you getting up early for the dawn service? 4:28.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Do the old Anzac Day thing, and then go and have a palmy somewhere at your local RSL. And of course, at 3 p.m, QT Netball taking on the Bond University Bull Sharks. The Wildcats taking on the USC Thunder. And the Cougars taking on the Carina Leagues Club Tigers. So that's 3, 5 and 7 tomorrow, coming to you from Moray Field. Get your backside courtside, as I like to say. But if you can't, you can hear my dulcet tones and the beautiful tones of Hannah as we call all the games, as we do each week at present. So Hannah Davies from the Courier Mail, are you loving what you're seeing here from the Rays? Are they impressing you? It's your first time you've seen them?
Look, I think there's lots of areas to work on. I think overall they're improving, and that's the main thing we want to see. I think that shooting circle needs a bit of refreshing. I think a lot of good stuff is going on to bring it down, but they're just not following through with those shots, and I think that's a big thing when you're up against a team like the Jets. You just need to put it in when you get the chance.
If they could just get their feeds right to rounds, they'd be a different looking team. And I say again, if you took that, just say you took that 12-0 out, and it'd be 40-26, you'd have to say pretty good effort by the Rays.
It would be a much nicer.
That 12-0 run from the 13:33 mark in the first quarter to about the 6th minute in the first quarter, it was just all Jets there, and they ran away with the game. And that's probably where the game was won and lost right there and then.
Yeah. Do you think the Jets what would you say is going to be leading up to their starting 7? We've seen a few changes in You know, we had Bridie start its goal defence. What are you thinking? It's
What I do is different to probably what the coach would do, but they will go with probably Bell Friday, Hams, probably have, I'd say, O'Brien in the centre, Hockett, WD, and then Condren and Sherlaw. She's done really well.
Yeah.
She's also the co-captain. So that would be their starting side. If the final was today, I'd say that'd be the 7 they'd have to go with.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's a tough decision in who to put in centre because O'Brien was so impressive, but Pollock actually was really impressing me there too.
Absolutely. They can interchange quite easily. You know, not many people know, but I think O'Brien started a career as a goal attack, so she could even go in there if there was a lot of trouble in the team.
Now that you've said that, I can kind of tell the strength she offers in that feed straight into Bell. As soon as she sees it, she wants to put it in that circle.
Without being disrespectful to anyone, I think you and I could play goal attack in that team and just hand the ball to Charlie Bell. You know what I mean? So that would be the secret. Like, you know, that'd be the sort of team where you'd shoot 100% every game because you'd be taking 2 from 2. So the rest.
She would. I think a lot of people would be looking to sign her each year.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
she's obviously loving her time at the Jets because.
I hope the Jets have got her in a 10-year deal.
Yeah. Well, I hope not. I hope she's moving to the Super, but.
Oh well, absolutely. Well, that's different. I think all contracts are null and void, aren't they? If you get a Super League call-up, it's all null and void, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's already written into everyone's contract. So Bell with it now, doesn't shoot too long. They get us underway, and a misconnect there. So looks like O'Brien's come back on at centre.
Yeah, we'll discuss more on it tomorrow, but we've actually had one of our Super players move up into the Super League.
Let's keep it a mystery.
We will.
We won't announce it today.
No.
There's something to talk about ad nauseum tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So,
but very exciting stuff for our...
I mean, it was in the Courier Mail on Friday, but we won't talk about that. So looks like Cassidy back at centre for the Rays. Tikatow to GS. McCockery's to GA.
Yes, so they've taken rounds off and they've stuck
indeed
with their other 2 shooters. Something I
So Philp into GD. Mokalutu is at WA and Cassidy to centre. I hope I've covered all the changes there. And a big thank you to Kelly Hines because we, like I say, we are 1,800 kilometres away and she's been sending us messages so we get the names right. So, and we do appreciate it. Alternatively, we could just say to the Rays, get some names on the back of your shirts or the nice numbers that you keep telling me about on these.
Yes, I know.
So there's a momentum shift and Mizuno momentum shift. So, and the ball back with... If they score here, which they should, no, they're passing out over hands. Looks like a contact call there on Houston at WD. So Tikatow hits the front of the ring, and the ball, unfortunately, with the Jets. And I say unfortunately because that would have meant they led the quarter 2-0. So the Rays currently lead at 1-0. So need a turnover here. Sherlaw gets us underway again. So... Are you looking forward to the Firebirds next week?
Oh, absolutely.
Are they your tip for the season? Are you saying that with your heart, or are you going to say it with your head? Or
my heart, for sure.
Yeah, you're
my
a big fan.
head, I definitely think final.
Yeah.
But I think it's too early to call. But if I were to place a bet based on head and heart, it would be the Birds. Stepping call there on Bell. I was very impressed on the Firebirds last year. They lost the first bunch and then came back and I think won 6 out of the last 7. That team clicked. Yeah, and what I noticed on Tuesday night is similarly to the Jets we're seeing is that their bench is just stacked and they can kind of put anyone on and instantly know that there's a new connection.
So Cassidy takes a tumble there. Speaking of connections, she connected with the floor and the ball still with the Rays. Tikatow just gets the ball flowing into McCockery and she's got it now. Needs to shoot this. No, passes off. Tikatow, no movement in the legs at all. Shot like a...
Bridie snatches that in pretty aggressively.
You watch it here. There's a clash of bodies. It was Houston and Hams, the old Malachi crunch. So Beryl Friday with it passes off to Bell.
Oh, do you mean Cubby?
Did I say Beryl Friday?
You did.
I really shouldn't have.
That's we've got
Lily
Cubby in there.
It's only about 3 feet difference in height.
Thinking that.
One of the smallest shooters takes out one of the tallest. So Cubby, it's been on and off a bit this game, like she was in the first, just finding her feet with this new club.
And who was she with last year, Milsey?
Oh, she was with the Wildcats. Came in late. I think about round, I want to say round 6. It was only a 10-round comp last year, because there was only 6 teams there.
Yes, so she's relatively new to the...
Yeah.
My goodness.
The pace of the game there. Steph O'Brien down the sideline. Looked like she was playing halfback for an AFL team.
She did.
And she dragged it down beautifully. Falls back with Cubby. Fires it across. Gets it back. She needs this shot, probably for her own confidence here.
Oh,
And there it is.
takes that.
It's a lovely style.
It is.
There she is, the youngster. Big smile.
Smile on the face.
I believe she's still at school. She's goes to St Paul's. No, not St Paul's. It's the one down at Springwood. So the ball falls back with O'Brien.
St Peter's?
No. It'll come to me probably just after we go off air. So.
And there's Belle. I'd love to know what her shooting count is for the game. It'd be pretty high.
Yeah, we'll have to try and we might try and keep shooting stats tomorrow. I'll bring lots of paper, but don't criticise if I'm wrong. So, Tikatawa with it. It looks like a much more moving circle now with the Rays since Tikatawa's gone to GA.
Yeah, and I think it was a good call from the coach.
Tikatawa to GS, and McCockney to GA.
Yeah, I think it was a good call just to bring in a different style of play that the Jets have to tackle.
Absolutely. So, they've got this one back now. Oh, loose ball, and who's there but O'Brien and Cassidy. Clash of bodies again. This time it goes the way of, and I've just been informed it's JPC, John Paul College. I knew someone would pick me up on that. Thank you. Oh, several people have picked me up on that. Thank you to the Cubby family, because they're always watching the games. And my friend Hillary tells me as well. I think I've got it now. So I'll never forget that again.
You won't.
So the ball back with the Jets. They've only scored 4 this quarter. And it's a 4-3 quarter. Cassidy, spectacular intercept. Except she went offside by about 1.5 meters. So
it was a very Laura Langman style intercept, wasn't it? Hands and full extension in the air.
Indeed it was.
Fell offside.
Just didn't use her elbows like Langman
No.
tends to. So 5th goal there for this quarter of the Jets. And the intercept. Brilliant work. That is, I believe, I want to say Elliott, the captain, does well. Can't find the circle. Sherlaw on the ground. So there's a lot more movement since they've changed the front end of the Rays lineup. Tikatawa with it now. Needs to bend those knees. And does. Probably a little bit too much. Goes out.
Yeah, and that's the thing we've been speaking about is they're getting it down there. They're just not rewarding their defenders, I think.
Not rewarding the effort.
No, and I think if I was a defender in the Rays right now, I'd probably be a little bit frustrated about that.
So Cubby finds it under the hoop and misses. One she probably shouldn't have, but
there's Charlie right under the hoop.
Ring-a-ding-ding, Charlie Bell gets the rebound and goal. That'll be goal 600 for her. And away we
600.
go again. Just making that up.
I was ready to believe you.
It's a fun fact. That's Charlie Bell 600. No.
Her family probably know how many she's
absolute
got.
lies. So back with the Jets now. They're high-flying today. And Sherlaw finds O'Brien into Bell. Double team. Still gets it easily. So the quick release there from O'Brien gets the defence, well, not napping. They were ready. They just couldn't do anything about it. The pass was too good. So Cubby now starting to get involved and misses the shot, but it falls back. No, it doesn't. Or does it? We've got a possession call. Hang on, we've got time here. Possession call with the Rays. I think that's Philp. And this is their chance. It's a 7-3 quarter at the moment. Need to score here. Looked like Cassidy went offside, but not called. Tikatawa with it. Swings across. Nadamu was offside, but got a little bit of help there from Caitlin Pollock. Oh, Condren, a hard fall. It's the old see ball, get ball, and she did.
She really gives everything that play, doesn't she?
Absolutely. That's why she played for the Perth side last year.
Yeah, I believe she got 1 game, was it?
It's one more than I played.
Between
Condren and myself, we played a game for Perth.
She obviously likes the colour green, doesn't she?
Indeed. So Condren there took a heavy fall, but just bounces back up. And look at that, we don't have towels this week. We've got a mop. I've been saying this for years, we need a mop. So nice work, just like the NBA. So,
and a player's not doing it.
Indeed. So good work to Townsville to get that sorted.
Oh,
missed
an
shot
air ball there.
McCockery couldn't pull it in.
Yeah, sometimes you can pull that off as a pass if your other player's onto it, but not this time. I don't think she was expecting that, Campion.
It's a bit of a pinball at the moment.
Yeah.
And the shot there from Bell, 60-29, 6:22 to play. And Is that the steam? Has the sting finally gone out of the Ray's tail? Nothing? Nothing with that one? Sting out of the Ray's tail? Oh, come on. Long ball
it's
there.
focusing on the players here.
Long ball from Pollock into Bell eventually. And she makes no mistake. Using some of the best material here. And O'Brien gets us going again.
I think we've been studying up on different things this week, Milsey.
Okay. Get off the dad joke sites.
Yeah.
And Bell scores another one. And that's 2 quick ones in a row there to the Jets.
Yeah, it's an unexpected commentary duo, isn't it?
Indeed.
It is.
Hopefully it's working. Hope you're liking it back home.
Oh, just can't pull it in. That's disappointing.
So
again, all that hard work to get it down there, and I think they just need a bit more confidence pulling it in.
Indeed they do. A long pass there to, well, nobody.
Yeah, they'll have a second go at it.
Except for that guy drinking champagne in the front row. There's the crowd.
Isn't that where you'd like to be right now, Millsy?
Non-drinker, darling.
Oh.
Yeah, if it was soda water up there.
Well, soda water.
Yeah, soda water and fresh lime.
Port side of Townsville.
That'll do me.
I'm there.
Yeah. Hint, hint, Netball Queensland.
Yeah.
We'll travel. The long ball comes down now through Cassidy. Tikatau fires it across. And loose ball there. It's gone off. Came off. Looks like it might have come back off Tikatau. We just had a glitch there in our system. And Houston back on at keeper. So Condren has gone to the bench. I wonder if that injury or that fall might have hurt her a little bit. It was a big fall.
It was a big fall, wasn't it?
And Friday's in at shooter. It looks like Bell's had a... Yes, Bell's gone to the bench.
She has. We don't usually see Bell on the bench.
So Bell on the bench, Cubby and Beryl Friday are... And we've got a break in the backcourt. The old coach killer. First one for the Jets today. There was a couple in the first quarter to the Rays. Cassie looks in. Oh, it gets there. Tikatau will shoot and score.
How beautiful was that? Bringing it back to kind of confuse the defense and then put it straight in.
There's some of the locals. Mizuno momentum shift right there. And can they get 2 in a row? That's something they haven't done a lot of today. Working hard. McCockery's got it. And again, she fires it across.
They just need someone to turn and shoot here.
Falls to Tikatau. Will she take the shot? It's outside her range. But a double obstruction, I think. No, just on the one on Houston.
Oh, they worked hard for that one, didn't they?
And did. 2 in a row. So it's an 11-5 quarter at the moment. They probably can't win the quarter, but that'll help.
It will. That's an unusual sight from the Jets, isn't it?
That's
a ball
right.
to nowhere.
To the back wall.
I believe we've had 2 in a row now of those, so I don't think Tracy will be particularly happy about that.
I know Tracy Jeans Fraser extremely well, and no. I'll just say no, she won't be happy. 3 in a row coming up here. Tikatau can do 3 in a row. I don't think they've had 3 in a row all game, and they still alive.
Good little intercept there.
Mockery gets it and scores. Brilliant work. 3 in a row to the Rays. They're coming home with a... Oh, I won't use any... No. I won't say wet sail or anything like that. So...
Gosh, and they've got the ball in their hands.
Could be 4 straight. They're finishing the game well. The coaching team will be very impressed. Still with them now. Nadamu somehow gets it in. Mockery shoots. No, she passes off to Tikatau. And another one to Tikatau.
So what do we think? Is this the new shooting circle?
4 straight, possibly. It's a moving circle.
It is.
There's a timeout. I bet you Tracy Jeans Fraser's called this one. And I'd say she's filthy. 2:34. Yeah, that's...
I'd say she is.
That look there, that's a filthy Tracy Bruce.
Hands on the hips.
Tracy Jeans Fraser, indeed.
I don't think she's happy.
Yeah, and she's pointing at the scoreboard. I'm not sure if we can get in there and listen, but it'll be interesting.
In the last 10 minutes, okay? So I'm pointing up. I'm looking at 70. Yeah. All right? 70. You need to get out there and you've got to support yourself. We're at the moment because they've put a quick moving circle and you guys can try to...
Let's make some noise for our Northern Mendi Rays!
I want defense.
Guys, we need to move across the line. I'm going to ask one more time.
All right?
They've got 6 to get her.
6 to get in 2:34. 7 to get in 2:34. She wants 70.
She wants 70.
I'd say the original goal was probably 80. I'd say they were aiming for 20 a quarter, and so she's adjusted it to 70. And let's see how they go. They've got to win the last 2:34, probably 7 blot to do it. And you can join the discussion. There's a discussion going on Facebook at the moment about the shooting end of the Rays. Join the discussion if you think. So Always keep it nice and, yeah, join in the discussion.
We've got from David Bell. He's confirmed on how many goals Charlie shot in 2020. And it was a whopping 288, and that was only the games that he saw.
I'm not surprised.
That's pretty awesome, isn't it?
So I think he might have shortchanged her a bit there, actually.
I think so. She'll be going home saying, Dad, it was actually 400.
So this is a loose start out of the timeout for the Jets. They won't be happy with this. Cubby gets a settler, shoots, hits the front of the ring and misses, doesn't get the rebound.
No, and if they want that 70, they're going to have to shoot fast.
7 goals in 2:13. I'm going to back it out. And the Rays take their time anyway, so they're going to use up a fair few seconds just getting the ball from one end to the other. They've gone with this more safety-first approach now, and it's worked for them in this last quarter. And Ticketau, loose hands. It was nearly out. The umpire nearly called it, but it just kept it in.
And how much better is that movement looking in that circle?
Have a look. Ticketau, that's their 5th straight.
It is.
So it was 63-29, and this is a chance for 6 in a row. I wouldn't have a clue, but I reckon this could be the first time in their life that they've scored 6 straight.
And what a stunning finish for the game. I mean, the confidence that'll give them for next week to know that they can do this, even if it's not consistent right now.
Not a happy bench. If you look at that bench, that is not a happy
It's
side.
silent.
6 straight to the Rays. They get the margin back to 28.
And you can see on the Bell, we've got Bell and Condra, and I'd say that...
Hold the phone. It was 26. Oh, they needed that goal and they got it, Cubby. I was just going to, sorry to interrupt you there, but it was 26 the margin. There's your Mizuno momentum shift. You don't see that often when it comes up for the Jets.
No, you don't.
But great effort by the Rays. I'm sorry to cut you off there. And they've thrown that one away. Got a minute to hold this. So 29 the difference. If they could score 3 in a minute, they get a point. In long pass here. O'Brien in centre. Loose pass. It's still with the Jets. Somehow Cubby kept that in.
Yeah, it's a very messy end to the game for them.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're seeing a new combo here, relatively new combo of Cubby and Friday, and I think they're still finding their feet, and I do think they get a bit lost without Bell there.
They do indeed. You take out a 196 centimetre shooter, and indeed you're probably going
to feeling it.
Have a change. So ball back with the Jets. They're not going to get the 70. There's only 23 seconds left. 66 will be about the best they can do, maybe 67. And a goal there to Cubby. She's sort of come into it quite well in the last quarter. So giving herself a lot of confidence.
She has, and the Rays will want to finish this off with a shot.
9 seconds to go. Didn't have to throw that long one, but they did. Ticketau couldn't pull it in. Houston gets us underway. That didn't bounce out. It did bounce out, so they got 2 seconds to score. And it's got to get it in. The official timer and the clock sometimes are slightly different. And it falls to... Oh, unfortunately, I thought... Mockery was going to grab it, but it doesn't. It's back with the Jets. They're pointing at the scoreboard. The time is up.
It is.
Beryl Friday can't pull that in. And our clock says we're up. Obviously, we missed the stop for one of the timeouts, so could be a little bit longer to go. No, there's not. That's the full-time hooter. 66-35. Yeah. So, if I'm correct, that's a 14-9 last quarter. Great last quarter to the Rays. It was won by the Jets, so they pick up all 18 competition points. But that shot with about a minute and a half to go of that bench makes me feel that that's not a happy Jets side.
No.
For that last part. I'd say up until halfway through that last quarter, they'd have been a very happy Jets side, but that last bit there, they didn't look impressed.
It was a very messy end for them, I have to say. I think that maybe they underestimated how much they rely on Bell and Condra in the court to bring that that fire there.
So a great effort, and I say great effort because this is we're talking about the Jets as one of the premiership sort of sides, and the Rays, who have had all of last year off, have come back well. That game could have blown away to anything, and they fought and fought and fought and got it back to a 66-35 full-time score. So I reckon their coaching team would be pretty happy with the way they finished that game, Hannah. Yeah,
they were definitely, especially in that last quarter, glimpses of brilliance. I mean, to get a run of, what was it, 5?
6. Yeah, they got 6 straight.
I mean, for any team, that's a big deal, especially when you're coming up against the Jets.
And again, I don't know all the stats and figures and stuff, but I would say that that's a first for them, 6 straight, because they struggled a little bit in their initial year. But, you know, this is their second year in, and I reckon they've done pretty well. So let's talk about the Rays, the Northern Mendi Rays. Who's your best?
For the Rays, I was pretty impressed with Cassidy all around.
Cassidy, yeah, she hit the deck a few times, did a good
did.
job.
I
She
think
moved
she
from
was
all the mid-court positions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you like the feeds into the circle?
Yeah, I did, and I think I liked the switch up in the last quarter. If it were me, I'd start with the 2 shooters we saw most recently.
Indeed, the 2 moving shooters in the
Tikatau.
youngster Miriam Mockery and Chantel Tikatau. Yeah, they did a very good job there. And there's the coaching staff there. That's Tracy Bruce there on the right, and on the left is Angela Cooper, the taller of the 2. And yeah, so good performance then. So let's talk about the Jets. Tracy Jeans-Fraser won't be happy, but who was your best for them?
Oh, I think the best for me was O'Brien. I think she was just so fierce down that court, and you could tell that the direction was to score as many as they could, and I think that she really directed the play towards that goal until that last 5 minutes.
It's hard to pick a good player for them because they kept changing their lineup every quarter and stuff. But yeah, I'd say O'Brien did play well. I thought Hams on camera now did a good job. And of course, the ever reliable Charlie Bell was magnificent.
She was.
The experiment of McKeely Hock at centre, how did that go for you?
Oh, I loved it. I thought she did really well, and I haven't seen her in centre that much, and it looked pretty natural to me, and the score shows it. So.
Probably, if she plays centre all the time, you'd say she'd be the tallest centre in the league.
Yeah,
I love a tall centre. I can't think of anyone taller than in the league that plays centre.
Do you know how tall she is?
I don't, but I got a feeling
we'll
you do.
Have to. No, I
we're
don't.
Find that out.
Unless someone in the comments can let us know.
Well, we're about to go off air shortly. Don't forget, that's the first of 4 games this weekend. Tomorrow we are up at the Moray Field Events and Sports Centre. 3 p.m. QUT Netball taking on, they're the newcomers to the comp, taking on the Bull Sharks, packed full of talent. The Wildcats and the Thunder. That is the match of the round, the Courier Mail match of the round. You have to watch that one by linking onto the Courier Mail site. It's a paid game, that one. And of course, back at 7, old rivals Cougars v Tigers. So if you want to watch the main game, you've got to get onto the live stream, which is on the News Corp Courier Mail site, and pay your $5, $15 for 3 months. It's great value. By all means, do that. So thank you to our sponsors today. Of course, HART Sports is our major sponsor. Legassic Jewelers, Mizuno, Mount Franklin. I could do with some of that right now, and I could probably do with a bit of Powerade as well. Bondi Vite and Strap It, our broadcaster. As always, the Double Take Sport. Gina and the team do a magnificent job, and they are one of the best in the business. So that is all we have for you, coming to you from Townsville. My name's Dave Mills. I've been joined in commentary by Hannah Davies. Will we see you tomorrow, Hannah?
Absolutely. I can't wait.
So looking forward to it. We're on air again just before 3 p.m. About 2:54 we go live to the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, and our website. As always, bye for now and be brilliant.